Okay, so here I am with another rant of the moment. And this time I am going to be talking about Hmong kids. Hmong kids. I can't really pronounce it in English, but I can certainly pronounce it in Hmong. Hmong. But anyway, so my rant today is about how the younger generation these days can't even say their own names in Hmong, such as Bajau. They can't say that. And the simple names like Tu and Mai and Pa, they can't say that. They'll go like, oh, my name is Pa, oh, my name is Mai, oh, my name is Tu. They can't say it in Hmong. So it's really embarrassing when they do that and they go around saying that they're Hmong, and they go around saying that they can speak Hmong, but all they can really say are degrading words, which really isn't considered part of the Hmong language. It's just insults, and it's very degrading to themselves, to their families, and to other people. And well, the main thing is, what are they going to do if they end up marrying into a very traditional home where Hmong is the primary language, such as my own family, where Hmong is the primary language we use in the home? But what are those kids going to do when they marry into those families? What are they going to do? Talk to the grandparents in English? Well, I don't know what they're going to do, but I know that I'm all set to go. But another thing that Hmong kids nowadays need to get straight in their head is that the Hmong never owned China. It's a misconception that the Hmong kids always have, because their parents would always tell them about this Hmong king and how he rose to power and how the Chinese didn't like him and how they try to overthrow him and etc. etc. But the Hmong never had a king and they never owned China. And it's proven throughout history because the Chinese have a consistent history of dynasties and emperors and etc. etc. But the Hmong have an unwritten and unrecorded history. And well, the Hmong people, they just didn't like the Chinese government, so they just upped and left. So they never owned China, and the Chinese never tried to overthrow them because they did not need to, because the Chinese always owned the land called China. But anyway, that's what Hmong kids need to understand nowadays. Oh, and it was around last year when one of my teachers, he was talking with a Hmong kid, and they were talking about the history of the Hmong, and the Hmong kid denied having ancestry leading down from China. So when my teacher reasoned that if that kid did not have an ancestry line coming from China, then his line of family must have just miraculously appeared out of nowhere in Laos or Thailand. And so the kid still denied that, saying that his family came from somewhere, not Laos and Thailand. And so my teacher went back to his reasoning that he must have come from China because that's where all the other Hmong people come from. And that kid just kept on denying it. And so my teacher gave up trying to talk some sense into that kid. But anyway, that just goes on to show my point, that Hmong kids these days, they really need to learn their culture and their language and their traditions. And just to clear things up, I'm a Hmong person, so yes, I can really rant about this topic without being called racist or a discriminator. But anyway, lately I've been labeled as a Twinkie by other kids, by other Hmong kids. And the thing is, please don't call me a Twinkie if you can't even say your name in Hmong. And don't even call me a Twinkie if you don't even know one thing about the Hmong culture. Other than we have 3-day funerals, and other than we have a Hmong New Year, and other than we have Hmong clothes, and your parents are called Nia Titsi. Other than that, if you don't know anything else, then don't call me a Twinkie, because I know more about the Hmong culture than over half the kids at my school. And one thing is I can read, write, and speak Hmong. So, and yes, I'm fluent in Hmong. But anyway, the new generation of Hmong kids, and my own generation of Hmong kids, need to at least know how to say their name, their Hmong name, properly in Hmong. And they need to at least know that in the history of the Hmong, they never owned China. China always owned China. Okay, so that was my rant of the moment. So yeah, see you next time.